Hey there, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, whatever time it is where you're at, whatever day it is. Since lots of friends listening down in the Southern Hemisphere, or catching it later because they're sleeping right now, if they're wise, or not night owls. Today I'm having the great honor of having Miranda Linden joining me. And so it's her first time with Facebook Live. I'm sure not the last, but, or as a guest. And, so we're waiting for her to go ahead and join so that I can have her, so I can bring her on and we can talk about some of the transformation that she's been going through. She's one of the vaudeville vixens, or was one of the vaudeville vixens, and here she is. Okay, so now I just need to bring you in. I'm adding you. Make sure that you turn sideways so that I can have you over here, over there. And hey, hello, hello. I'm excited to have you here today and share about your transformation and the things that you've been going through. And
Oh,
there you are.
here
Yay.
I am.
It's so great to see you. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, you did exactly the right thing. Um,
Okay.
and here you are.
I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but okay.
It's so funny because sometimes when we don't know what we're doing, we get out of our own way and things just happen.
Yeah,
And and
definitely.
so I was so inspired. I just shared the post on that you did on June 9th about this transformation that you're going through. And it's okay to share where I met you and all of that stuff. Yes?
Yeah, yeah, of course, everything.
Of course,
Uh-huh.
yeah, everything. So Miranda, this is Miranda Linden, everyone. She is or was, yes, one of the fabulous vaudeville vixens. You've seen me post about going to burlesque brunches, and I missed the last one. I'm missing this next one because I'll be in Fiji, but Fiji.
I mean, it's Fiji.
In Fiji, yeah, and you won't be there, but the vaudeville vixens will be there when I come back. So yeah, so we'll see that again. And um, I saw pardon me, I saw your post, Goodbye Oceanside, Goodbye,
Yes.
Goodbye Dead End Job that I loved, and that really intrigued me. Goodbye Unhealthy Relationships, yay, because I'm all about relationship clearing and optimizing relationships. I'm known as the relationship optimizer, and you may not have known that, but that's I've been called that now, and I'm owning it. I've taken it on. Um,
Yay.
and it's not that I'm perfect at relationships. It means that I ask the questions on how to optimize them, how to get the best out of our relationships, and whether it's
Awesome.
we have to let them go or whether we transform them, and how do we optimize the relationship with ourselves, which is the biggest piece. Yeah, yeah. And that's why we're here, because this is Ask How Do I Love Myself Today? And this is, I'm pretty sure today's 169. Yeah, 169
Awesome.
days that I've actually been here every day. I've been able to be consistent at this. I don't know how, but I've
Awesome.
done it. And I appreciate you. So do you want to share a little bit about your transformation and
Sure. I have been living with dyed red hair, I should say, for about 15 years and kind of embracing this fiery persona of myself and living in Oceanside for about 10 of those years. Before that, I was in San Francisco. And I think that for many years, I mean, I tried all kinds of things in changing my life. I went celibate for a year and a half. I don't know, I did all kinds of things. And, it just seemed like every relationship I got in and everything that I got into just led me to the same place. And so
and
I
what was that
realized
place? What was that place?
just sort of stagnant and not nothing had changed. I wasn't having successful relationships. I wasn't having a whole hell lot of like success in jobs or school or just, I'd get a little bit and then it'd peter off. I'd have the fire for a little bit to keep going and then peter off. And it just, I couldn't figure out why. So this last year, I broke up with a boyfriend I'd been with for 4 years. He'd been living with me, and he had kids, and I'd become a stepmom and all these things. But the relationship was just horrible and stagnant, and I didn't feel happy or love or anything. It just was like living with your best friend, and you didn't pay a whole lot of attention to each other. So I broke up with him and I said, this year I'm going to change. And right when I had met him, I had gone back to school and graduated with a bachelor's. And while I was with him,
Good for
but I
you.
didn't do anything. Yeah, thanks. But I didn't do anything with it. Like
Mhm.
I kind of started this sort of change and then, kind of let him take over my life and stop it.
And that's
Um,
so common with women. We do that. Yeah, we do.
I'm bad at that.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I broke up with him. I made the decision that I was going to move to San Diego. And originally I was going to try to focus on burlesque actually, but I found that some of my values just didn't match with that. And that, a lot of times I focused on what was easy and relying on my looks or relying on the things that I find things that come easy to me, like, organizing or whatever is what I fall back upon to like accomplish things.
Okay.
And I've never actually pursued the things that were difficult for me. And I realized, I value intelligence and striving harder. And I've always gravitated to more intelligent people and career driven people. And I was a job person. My job was great. I did have a profession. I mean, I was a GM of a restaurant and that's great. But, you top out at a certain amount and, restaurants don't take a whole lot of brain power, if I'm honest. So I decided to leave that. And I actually met another guy and it wasn't the right relationship for me, but it was the right person at the time that I needed in my life. And he kept pushing me to do all these
That's so
things. And
good.
he was a lawyer. And I'd always like kind of toyed with the idea of being a lawyer and kind of toyed with the idea of, still seeking, even at my age of 36, seeking something that's like something you kind of choose you earlier on usually. And I said, he told me that I was wasting my brain and all these things. And, while he wasn't right in all of them and he was kind of a little bit overboard, he was a bit controlling and a bit too professional. Um,
Yeah.
uh, it was kind of what I needed. I needed the kick in the pants. And
Yep.
so I quit burlesque abruptly. Sorry, ladies, I didn't give you a lot of explanation. I was kind of in turmoil. I quit
Mm.
burlesque. I dyed my hair. I chose to move. I've made all these changes. I dropped some people out of my life. Some of them not because they were unhealthy relationships, just because they weren't serving me or helping me get to where I needed to go. And I don't think that I was serving them either, really. It was just kind of like we were just in each other's lives. There was not really a whole lot of point. And it's not that I don't care about those people. I love those people. I just kind of stopped focusing my energy on them. And
Right.
I've been going to therapy once a week. I've been trying to learn to direct my energy. I'm a highly energetic person, and a lot of times I don't know how to direct it in the right place. So I dwell on things I shouldn't. And so I'm learning to direct my energy in things in ways that are more positive and serves me and maybe even others. And I'm going to be going to law school. And I'm still working at Harney. I'm only at Old Town now, and I'm not big boss lady. I'm little boss lady. I'm just like an assistant manager and server. Sorry.
Okay.
Um,
Totally cool.
and yeah, and I bought a new car. I like did all these things. I'm just trying to like focus on me.
Yeah.
And this time I want to direct all that energy towards me until I've got myself in a place where I can focus my energy on things for others that might help them.
That's really,
And
really
going
beautiful.
into law, going to law opens up doors and so I don't know where I'm going to take it yet, but it's a great place to help people is having a law degree. So
Yes.
I kind of felt like it was either that or psychology for me. And I felt like if I did psychology, I'd be stuck in therapy and I might hate my life. So, so I didn't want to do that. But I've just really, I moved myself in with a really good friend who's also been a good person to kind of push me in the right direction and kick me in the pants. And I think that I can help do that for her too. So I feel like it's a great beneficial thing for us that way.
Very, very
Um,
cool. Well, and I
yeah,
wanted to say hi to the people that have joined us.
yeah.
I always have trouble pronouncing his name. It's Giacomo, and he's from,
Tony. Yeah.
yeah, um, that,
Yeah.
across the pond, and you're here, of course.
Hi,
Jake,
Ben.
Jake is here. I noticed that Heidi and I think Stephen Piper popped in, and So I just wanted to say hi to the people that are watching and, thank you so much for being here and sharing this journey of transformation and coming to, coming back to the things that are good for you. And so how are you loving, I want to ask you, how are you loving yourself today? What specific thing are you doing today to love yourself?
Well, I'm doing this. This is not something I would normally do. I wouldn't get online and share like the bare bones of me usually, but I feel like I said before, I chose the easy route a lot, and it's time to stop choosing the easy route. You know, pushing yourself to do more and being more out there and being more raw and available, I think is really important. A lot of that post too was like this climate of people like killing themselves, like it's really rough. So I just kind of felt like,
Yeah.
hey, like if you're out there feeling like your life kind of sucks and you don't know what to do and you're, wit's end because you think you've done everything, you haven't, like, let's do something else. I'll help you. I can do it. You can do it. So I
Yeah.
had a lot of people tell me that there was people in my life that thought that post was about them. And they got really angry and called me crazy. And, and if you thought that post was about you, you're wrong.
I
I
think
don't
the
mean to
post
say
was
you're
about
wrong in a mean
you.
way. It
The post
wasn't
was
about you. It
about
was
you.
about me.
It was all
It
about
was
you.
about me.
Yeah, I had someone tell me that. I was um I was being insecure, or either that or having an ego problem. Thing it's and asking, well, is this these emotions that you're having right now, are these about me? And his response was, Gwen, the things that you think are about you around me, they're never about you. They're always about me. And I'm like, well, if everything's about you, it's what am I doing here? But it was really super profound because people do for themselves. That's we all are what's in it for us. And as much as we are givers and as much as we, want to do great things in the world and impact the world, it still comes down to how do I love myself today? How do I take care of myself so I have a full cup so I can share with others? And sometimes we're so depleted from giving and giving and giving that it is time to take care of ourselves. And so the people who've been taken care of, yeah, they go, well, what did I do wrong? I work with clients, so, why did he leave me? What did I do wrong? Why wasn't I enough? It's never about you. It's about the person that's leaving, or it's about the person that, that made the post, and if somebody's reacting to it, they're projecting their stuff on your
Yeah.
post or on your words.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. So at
Yeah.
first that was like
Yeah.
a really hard thing to hear. And then it was like, oh,
Yeah. Like
you're right.
when it happened like shortly after I posted, I got a text saying I was crazy. And I was like, what? Like,
Huh?
that wasn't even about you. Like, I guess I could understand how you might think that was about you, but it wasn't even about you. Like, I'd been planning to post that for a while now with nothing to do with you. But like I can't control other people's thoughts either. So, I apologized, but it's interesting to me how people can go and look at somebody else's reactions to something and then come back and be like, you did this to me and I feel this way because of what you said. And it's like, no, I'm sorry, but you need to take responsibility for your own emotions. Like, I didn't
Oh,
make you
yes.
do anything. You're the one who had that reaction. If you were confused about what I was saying and thought I was having feelings about you, you could have conversed with me about it, but you
Yeah.
don't need to call me names or blame me for the emotions that you're experiencing. It's something it's taken a long time for me to even like learn and figure out and try to understand. And sometimes I'm really bad at it still. I mean, I don't think we ever perfect any emotional control that we have.
Yeah,
It's an ever growing process that we have. I mean, it's
absolutely.
um, something we're always doing, right? So, I mean, it's hard to take responsibility for ourselves. In my trying to do it, I guess I hurt somebody else's ability to do so. I only hope that they can come around. Yeah.
You didn't hurt them.
Yep.
They felt hurt themselves.
Right.
It wasn't
That's what I
anything
meant.
you did. You took care of yourself. And I've learned that when someone's taking care of themselves and maybe it, like they say no to me, or I perceive that they're, like dissing me, instead of taking it personally, though sometimes I still do, but instead I
Yeah.
say, thank you for taking care of yourself, because that is
Yeah.
it, they're taking care of themselves. And that's all we can do on the planet is take care of ourselves. I mean, I'm going to hop on a plane on Thursday and fly to Fiji. So I'm going to be in a plane for like 14 hours with total strangers. So there might actually be some people I know on this plane because we're all a big group of us are going to Fiji. But if for some crazy reason, cancel that thought, the oxygen masks come down, I'm going to put my own on first, without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
Before I assist anyone around me, I'm going to take care of me first. And then I will look to see who I can take care of as well, because I do love to inspire and help people and be helpful. Yeah. So thank you for taking care of yourself, and thank you for being my guest. And I definitely am going to want to catch up with you, a few months down the road and see where you're at with this new place. And yeah, thank you so much for loving yourself by sharing your rawness. Is there anything that you could share with someone that that might be ready for transformation or transition that might help them?
It sounds, when you're so down the depths and you don't really know what to do or how to fix it, like, don't think of it as the biggest problem in the world. Change something small. Like, even just dyeing my hair made the huge difference. You have no idea. Like, at first I was like, oh my God, I'm not the same person. And I was like wanting to cry. And then the next day I was like, wait, I'm kind of hot. I was like, wait a second. I can be a whole new person. And it kind of gave me, like, just a little bit of zhuzh to, like, do something else. I mean, even it's if you, like, change your favorite pair of shoes, or like, you would be surprised. The smallest bit of change can initiate a huge change. So find something small that you can handle and then work your way up.
One of the things that that I actually helped a new client with was making his bed. That he wasn't making his bed. It's like, and after I'd shared that with him, a colleague said that's what they tell people, that especially like women that have been victims of abuse, that or that have PTSD. It's like, if you get up in the morning and you make your bed before you do anything else, unless bathroom break or whatever, but take care of the bio, but get your bed taken care of first thing in the morning. It's something you can control. And he's like, he's made his bed every day since we started working together, and the people around him are like, dude, what's going on? Why are you
I started with making my bed. I did.
That's fantastic.
And the other thing that helped me a lot is there's an app called Headspace, and the first 10 sessions are free, and it teaches you how to meditate, and it starts with like 3 minutes a day. And meditating, anybody watching, if you don't meditate, figure it out, man. That's the best. I tell you what.
And there are so many different ways to meditate. You don't have to just sit and my Fitbit has a 2-minute meditation. Basically, it's breathing. A heart mouth. You follow
and breathing and realizing the world is still going to go, even if you don't want it to, and it's still going to be bright, sunny skies outside.
Yeah. So the clouds.
Right. And some people have to do it through, like, exercise. Maybe that's your meditation. Some people have to do it through coloring or art or whatever, but find your meditation. Yeah.
That's Adelaide. Adelaide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Adelaide's awesome. She's an inspiration. I think she posted something the other day that said somebody called her androgynous and she thanked them. That's Adelaide.
So good.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you, Gwen.
You're very welcome, Miranda. It's really a pleasure.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Lisa. I'm sorry you missed everything. I have to get off, but
yeah. Well, she can watch it again. And so if somebody wants to connect with you and follow your journey, they could just Facebook friend you?
Sure, no problem.
Cool.
Send me a message. If I don't know who you are at all, just send me a message and let me know that you friended me, so I don't think you're some weird stalker.
Got it. Well, so again, such a wonderful, so wonderful to have you here. And today I'm loving myself by being inquisitive about your journey. And I was so happy when you said, "Oh, I'd forgotten, but I can do it." I was like, "Yay!" Yeah, and I'm doing a lot of prep for Fiji, so and relaxing into that. So I'm excited for today. And kittens.
Yes.
And Tamara just joined us. Tamara, you're a little late. We're gonna pop off, but go back and watch because Miranda showed some beautiful things.
Okay.
All right, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us for day 169 of 365 days of Ask How Do I Love Myself Today.
Go love yourself.
Do it. It's worth
Yeah.
it, I promise. All
Perfect.
right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.